Hi everyone, today we are having a lecture on basic concepts in cardiovascular physiology. So let's start with the term cardiovascular. So the cardio, which refers to the heart, which is a pumping organ in our body, and the vascular system, which consisting of the blood vessels, which acts as a medium for the passage of the blood. So in our body, the heart will pump blood to all parts of the body through the channels called blood vessels. So the heart plus the closed circulatory channels or the closed vessel system will constitute the cardiovascular system. What is the necessity of such a complex system in our body? Why? Because the blood which is pumped out of the heart will meet certain requirements of the cells in our body. The requirements include the blood will carry certain essential nutrients that includes the oxygen, even the hormones, even the immune cells to different parts of the body. And also the blood will return back or carry back the waste which is accumulated in the cells. So this is a major function of the cardiovascular system. Let's look into the structure of the heart which enables these functions. So we know that the heart is a four-chambered organ which is located in the mediastinum. The four chambers include two atria and two ventricles on either side, the right side and the left side. So the right side there is a right atria and right ventricle. On the left side there is a left atria and left ventricle. So between the atria and ventricle there is an atrioventricular valve. On the right side it is the tricuspid valve and the left side it is the bicuspid valve. And there are certain vascular vessels or the vessels which is associated with these chambers. Okay, there is a pulmonary artery, pulmonary veins, the aorta, the superior and inferior vena cava. This constitutes the whole cardiovascular system structure. Now let's see what's the function which is happening in these areas. Now, the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava, the major veins in our body, okay, these will collect the deoxygenated blood from all parts of the body, okay, and this deoxygenated blood which is collected will be drained into a very large chamber called right atrium. From that right atrium, the blood will goes down through the atrioventricular outlet into the right ventricle. You must remember that there is no backflow of the blood in the heart chambers. It is unidirectional. So from the right atria, it will come through the outlet into the right ventricle. Now it is lodged in the right ventricle. The right ventricle has a connection between the pulmonary artery. So in the cardiac system, this artery, the pulmonary artery will be carrying deoxygenated blood. In all other cases, the arteries will carry only oxygenated blood. There are another two sets of valve which is called the semilunar valve, which consists of pulmonary valve and the aortic valve. So what happens to these valves means during the time of ventricular contraction, these valves will open up and helps in the blood flow. Now we are discussing about the right ventricular case. Now when the time of contraction of this right ventricle, it will contract and squeeze the blood inside, which causes the blood to move upwards, or it will push the blood upwards through the pulmonary artery to reach up to the level of the lungs. At the level of the lungs, gaseous exchange will take place. So what it means, the deoxygenated blood which is carried by this pulmonary artery, when it reaches the alveolar level, it picks some amount of oxygen into it and give back the carbon dioxide. Now the blood gets oxygenated. The oxygenated blood will be carried by another set of vessels which we call it as the pulmonary veins. From each lungs there are two pulmonary veins will be draining, and thus there are four pulmonary veins will come back to the left atria which carries the oxygenated blood. Here in the case of cardiovascular system, the veins are carrying the oxygenated blood. In all other cases, the veins will carry only deoxygenated blood. Now the pulmonary veins will carry the oxygenated blood from the lungs to the left atria. Now the oxygenated blood will be drained and the left atria will pass down to the ventricle through the atrioventricular valve, which is here as a bicuspid, or we call it as a mitral valve. Now the oxygenated blood which is located or lodged in the left ventricle, when it undergoes contraction in the ventricle, it will be squeezed to another vessel which is called the aorta. This aorta having a connection with the left ventricle and it is guarded by a valve called aortic valve. So whenever there is a pressure or whenever there is a contraction in the left ventricle, this aortic valve will be forcibly opened, and now the squeezed blood inside the left ventricle will pushed upwards through the aorta, and through this pathway it will reach to all parts of the body. Now the body will meet the requirements through this oxygenated blood. So after utilization, again the deoxygenated blood will be drained by the superior and inferior vena cava and the circulatory system back to the right atrium. Now the cycle will repeat. This is a whole circulation of the cardiovascular system. It can be divided into two, that is the systemic circulation and the pulmonary circulation. Now in the systemic circulation, which is starting from the left ventricle where the blood will be carried out by the aorta and it gives to all parts of the body, and after the utilization the deoxygenated blood which is draining from all these cells into the right atrium by superior and inferior vena cavas, that is from the left ventricle to the right atrium. This constitutes the systemic circulation. Coming to the pulmonary circulation, it starts from the right ventricle where the deoxygenated blood will be carried out by the pulmonary artery and it reaches the lungs, and from there it get oxygenated and get back to the left atrium by pulmonary veins, which constitutes the pulmonary circulation. These are the two major circulation in the cardiovascular system. We just see in the circulatory flow in the cardiovascular chambers. So how the circulatory flow occurs due to some mechanical action which is happening in the cardiac chambers. We say it is either due to the contraction or due to the relaxation of the chambers. So the mechanical events which will occur in the cardiac chambers in a cyclic manner from one heartbeat to another, that will be constituted as the cardiac cycle, which is a major concept in a cardiovascular physiology. These are some of the basic concepts which comes under the cardiovascular physiology, and thanks for your attention.